Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. We're going to be looking at that Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit. You know, the one I've been talking about that in that word salad speech that May give. Well, as you can imagine, the internet is erupting. So, we're going to be taking a look at the best and worst all over social media, people's reactions, talk about some other things that have come out since then, and just get into all of it. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my videos. And again, sincerely, thank you to everybody who has hit the hype button. I really appreciate that. Let's jump right on in, shall we? So again, I'm getting a lot of this from X. Let's take a look at this. This is directly from Fortune magazine. So, in case you missed it, of course, they're the ones that put on the event. I'd like to show you this, but it's more about the comments that appeared under this. They're actually advertising the event itself here, saying, "When I was on Suits, that was my last time really in a position with a large team." Meghan tells Fortune, "Okay, for my business, I've been very decisive about having a lean team." Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start with this. The idea of her being decisive is already ridiculous. Think about all the name changes. Think about the ways things flip flop and they don't really stick with it. I wouldn't say decisive is something that goes with the old Rachel over there, but Harry's basic D-list cable extra can't even draw a crowd. So people are pointing to this saying, you know, she's advertising this big speech that she gave, but if you really look, there were not many in the crowd. I can't imagine there were. The price tag was absolutely ridiculous. Who's paying to see that? And what could you possibly learn from her? As I discussed in my previous video, I mean, she went up there, she did a tease for her holiday Netflix show. She did the social media hypocrisy on steroids amid her teary, quote, complicated relationship with social media. Oh, we should all feel so bad for her. Again, reminder that her followers are the worst ones out there. And as I like to point out, this is the funny part that she doesn't get and they don't seem to get is it's actually a dead giveaway when she's floundering, if you will, or when I feel like she's struggling the hardest, because when she makes a big misstep like the Paris tunnel, like some of those faux world tours that she's done, she's, in my opinion, just based on being a creator that talks about, you know, Harry and Meghan, but I can see it. I can see when her minions are out in full force and when they're out trying to terrorize people. You know what their favorite thing to tell me is, "You used to be fat." Well, yeah, that's true. I don't love that word, but that's true. I lost the weight. I worked hard. I achieved and accomplished things. I stuck with it. What did Meghan do? Doesn't that make me more qualified to speak than it does her? I don't know. It took me 2 years of sticking with it every single day, and I'm still working on it. Again, tell me something Meghan stuck with. I'll wait. Okay. Anyway, but it's a social media hypocrisy on steroids. Again, she's out there doing this sob story, the harms of social media, while her followers again are just terrible, terrible people. Her that jargon that she puts out in those speeches, skews, Q4 10 times, prestige, P&L. You know, I would really like to give her a quiz and just see if she actually knows what some of these terms mean. I'm guessing probably not. But let's keep going with the comments because these are pretty funny, pretty priceless here. Like this one here. Salty Duchess posted this, which I love. And it says, "Nobody's remotely interested in Harry's D-list cable extra who only worked a grand total of 132 hours over 7 years on a cable show." Is that true? I'd heard it wasn't much, but if that's the case, wow. Wow. Okay. All right. That's that puts into perspective. It's like the two of them whining and whinging about, "Listen to me, I'm so British." I'm also Rachel off Friends, by the way. I kind of went for that look. But uh it just reminds me, see, I got sidetracked. What was it? Oh, when they were faux working royals, when they would complain about how much they had to do, and then you find out they only did like 72 engagements. And as Tom Bauer points out in, say it with me, Revenge, like some of it was like polo matches and things like that. Hardly hard work. Well, maybe for the two of that, but hard work, seriously. And it is funny. I go on this a lot because, again, I'm going back to Meghan's minions are out in full force. They're saying horrible things. Fine, whatever. But one of the things that they often say, I've seen it a lot, is they talk about William and Catherine being lazy. I find that particularly funny because, again, it's anything. They're taking a page out of Harry and Meghan's book. Anything that people accuse Harry and Meghan of being, which one could say they are lazy, I would put them in that category. Bill Simmons called them lazy, blinking grifters. But when they're accused of that, they have their followers turn around and accuse William and Catherine of that. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, I don't have proof, it screams that Meghan is behind it because she's trying to change Google once again. So if you look up Lazy Royal, she's trying to get it off her and on to William and Catherine. Too bad for her, it completely backfires because that is not something that these two are known for. It is something that Harry and Meghan are known for. I just want to point that out. All right, let's continue on. Breathe Me says there are people in this world who behave as though they are above the law and mistreat people, and then play victim card and use the press they disdain to harm people who have the courage to challenge their conduct. That is a quote from the lovely Dr. Sophie Chanduka, chair of Sintobale. I love her, big fan. That's fantastic and so well put. And I love that people, again, are clapping back at this Meghan Women in Power, whatever it was called, ridiculousness by pointing out the hypocrisy and the people that have called her out. Kate's Power Suit said Meghan also forgot she ran Sussex Royal Instagram back in 2019. She never stopped being on social media. Ding, ding, ding. Exactly what I've said. There have been times where I've pointed out she'll clap back on things that are in social media that you'd only know if you're on social media. Again, I feel like it's a case that Meghan thinks she's the smartest in the room. The rest of us are idiots, and we wouldn't see things like that. Au contraire, mon frere. We see it. We see it. Okay. Princess, I am, or Lamb, says she paid for this. She hasn't created anything that stuck. All fell flat. That's what I think as well. Queer Lips of Truth says, I understand Meghan Markle paid $14,500 to be invited to give this speech. That's the rumbling. Got to say allegedly, but that's the rumbling I hear as well. I believe that's the annual membership fee. I've never heard a dafter, more incoherent turn. Now, if you know me at all, you know I hate bathroom humor, but that's pretty funny. I mean, they're not wrong. Meghan Markle needs to speak more. Give us content so you can expose how you're all talk and nothing more. Agree. Go back and watch my last video where I break down some of the ridiculous things she said in that speech if you want to laugh about that. Wickham or not says the woman who calls herself a duchess abuses her employees to the brink of them needing mental health services. She's in no position to have any staff or lecture on the subject. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel as well. Yeah, that's kind of, I think a lot of us land in that camp. This person says, stop wasting time and money. Sorry, just stop wasting time on money on a woman whose only accomplishment was getting a stupid prince to marry her. I think that's pretty good as well. Stupid prince. An angry, stupid prince. Let's get that right. Miss Berg says, ask her about the turnover of her staff. They can't afford to pay more staff. I very much wish somebody would. She would never take an interview like that ever, but I always want her to as well. I want somebody to ask about the turnover of the staff. I want to ask, what would it be like if they were let out of NDAs? What would they have to say? Ooh, that would not go well. I mean, it'd be great for us, but it would not go well for her, I'm guessing. Sisu says, wasn't she the one who said they couldn't film her show? Uh-huh. In her own house? Uh-huh. Because it was a team of 80 people. She can't keep her story straight. I mean, it is funny. I always catch things like this. You guys catch things like this. Just complete, incoherent, inconsistent nonsense out of the two of them because they can't remember what they've said. It's like they just say this crap and hope that nobody's paying attention, or again, thinking they're the smartest in the room and we're all a bunch of idiots. But it's easy to see how nonsensical everything they say is. Everything. In my opinion, it's just whatever lie flies out of your mouth at the time, that's what it is. Do you know we got married 3 days before? No, you didn't. What are you talking about? I want to say that constantly. Can you imagine if you met somebody like that in your real life and they're just saying these things, and every 5 seconds you're like, what are you talking about? You just red flag, red flag. And again, here we have Meghan, just red flag, red flag. I don't know how anybody could actually believe a word that comes out of her mouth. Now I want to spend 14 hours talking about this. Have you noticed this? I've noticed this. You guys have noticed this. We're noticing this. All right. So in case you didn't know, Victoria Beckham had a special drop on Netflix, which, by the way, I can't wait to watch. I'm going to be covering at least, I'm going to try to do an episode of it over on Patreon just for copyright reasons. I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but I'm just saying I'm going to try to recap an episode while we watch together over on Patreon. And then I can talk about it here as well. Just my overall thoughts on it if you guys want to know, but I'm excited to watch. I love Victoria Beckham. I've talked about that. I love David Beckham. I have so much respect for them. I think they are a hardworking couple and very successful, and they're fun to watch. I just enjoy their dynamics. But I have noticed this. So Meghan has decided to cosplay more and more like Victoria Beckham, which is so funny because if you remember, and you can go back and find my video, I did recap the book that Tom Bauer, author of Revenge, wrote about Dave and Victoria. Now, I would not go over the disparaging parts of Dave and Victoria. I'm not here for that. I did, however, go over the parts about how Meghan disparaged Victoria specifically. So definitely go back and find that if you're interested. But people are pointing out, I know Taz was, this remoulade sauces, many people are pointing out that Meghan all of a sudden seems to be cosplaying as Victoria. You lovely flock pointed out that when I said, when Meghan gave, it wasn't I get all her dumb events confused. What was it? It was the mental health thing. She wore the black blazer, whatever it was. I said, I mean, it was better than a lot of the other crap she wears. At least she was in black. I don't know, not beige or this white that she's taken on. So, it was a little better than the other stuff. It didn't seem to fit right, but it was a step. And you guys pointed out, well, she was cosplaying as Victoria Beckham. I'm like, oh, of course she was. And then here we have this. That's a little scary, isn't it? So I guess Victoria was just photographed wearing this for her release party, for the Netflix release party. And then you have Meghan in this. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Coincidence? I think not. According to Taz is pointing out, it's like scary Temu Victoria Beckham. She's watching every episode of Victoria's Netflix show. All the latest photo in New York are her with her hand in her pocket, big sunglasses, trying not to smile. Lady Beckham has a stalker now. So in case you didn't know, that's a Victoria Beckham move. And I can't remember why. I want to watch her documentary because I think she talks about this, but that she doesn't smile a whole lot at the photographers, and she has a certain look, and she's always wearing the oversized glasses and stuff, and just a very look. And so now we see Meghan trying to emulate said look. So that came out. So then, of course, Meghan had to release that. That's often how Victoria is posing. And then, of course, Meghan had to big sunglasses, hand in pocket as well. That's pretty funny. All right. Andy's mom says, I'm beginning to think it's beginning to look. No, I'm just kidding. I'm beginning to think she does it on purpose. Yep. To get a rise out of us. Anything to keep the cauldron bubbling. so she can play her ego games. I believe so. I think so as well. I think a lot of it has to do with that people do love David and Victoria Beckham. Even the Instagram stuff had blown up where he was making the jam, and they were kind of being playful with each other. And I think Meghan pays attention to things like that. Again, I find it so funny, and that's where I was going earlier with that, that it's not funny that Meghan mistreated people, but it's funny that allegedly she was not nice to Victoria and treated her as if she was beneath her, meaning Victoria was beneath Meghan. She treated anybody watch Housewives. I'm up here, you're down here. Kelly Benjamin. But she treated her as less than, and now she's having to ride coattails. I just find that pretty funny and trying to emulate her for attention. All right. According to Taz, says I knew she was targeting Victoria as soon as I saw her in Paris pulling that stupid pout. She probably only decided to go when she found out Victoria was having her show. I mean, I didn't even think about that. That probably is. I was wondering about that pout too. I thought that was so weird. I thought it was just a generic like fashion model thing where you just don't do that. I can't do it. Where if I say I won't smile, I can't help. I'm just a smiley person, so I'm going to smile. I can't see. I'm trying to not smile. I can't do it anyway. But yeah, Meghan walked around with a puss on her face, like no happiness, just a pout. See, I can't do it. But I just can't imagine. She looks so interesting, we'll say. But people are saying she's emulating Victoria. I think that's pretty funny. All right. Oh, I thought this was so good too. Salty Duchess posted this again, that image we just got of William and Catherine. I believe they were in Ireland for a visit. And they were doing some baking and being all cute and kind of having, I think, like a bake-off type scenario, or just like who can do it better. And so I love the genuine smiles and laughs out of the two of them. Salty Duchess says, you won't be needing any flour sprinkles for this recipe. I love the laughs and the smiles with that one. They look so much fun to be around, yet very caring, extraordinary people. I feel the same way. I just love them so much. It makes my heart so happy to see them. I just love these two together. Me too. They're so much fun and share such joyful friendship with the people around them. Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, life is priceless. I know. I love her. Let's go back. I got to say it again. Oh, that smile. It makes me so happy. See, it makes me smile. I love it. It's so cute. They both are. They're so cute and they're so happy and so lovely. And I just want to hang out with them. And they just have so much charm. And as I talk about, I just have this fascination with what makes somebody charismatic. And I really think Catherine has it in spades. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. You have to let me know your thoughts on all this. What are your thoughts? What do you think about the backlash from this ridiculous event? What do you think about the word salad that's come out? She talks about balancing motherhood with autonomy, and I'd say, I'm sorry, what now? When are you doing the motherhood thing? Because as much as you post traveling, I don't. Okay, yeah. Anyway, just let me know your thoughts on all this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love this picture so much. It makes me so happy. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Leave me comments on all of it. What's Meghan's next move? What's the next, look at me, attention grab? I keep thinking about with Victoria being so successful and her show is getting good reviews, and I can't wait to cover it. And of course, we just had William with his very successful show, That Reluctant Traveler. It was excellent. People are still talking about that. It is funny. It's funny. Like arguably, Meghan was more set up for success than anybody with the team at Netflix and the support of the CEO behind her and stuff. And it was still a big old flop. The people that watched it talked about it was just the most boring, tedious thing I've ever watched. So I don't know. I keep thinking about stuff like that. Like it's harder for her to fail because she had that many safety nets under her, and still Not well, but giving speeches about being successful. Okay, make that make sense. Guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for everything. Please do remember to hit the hype button as it does help, and I really appreciate that. Just a reminder, in case you forgot, I do have a second channel where I'm detailing my weight loss. Lost 140 pounds, it's actually over 140 pounds, 140 pounds. And I'm talking, it's at Goose Adventures about what I ate, what I did, how I lost the weight, all that stuff. You can find me over there. Fall recipes, tips. I just started jump roping. Oh my goodness. That's not easy. That's not easy. So, but it's a great workout. I'm determined. I've lost the weight. I'm maintaining now, and now I'm all about getting super fit. So if you want to go on any of these journeys with me, join me at Goose Adventures. And I'll tell you what's working and what's not working. You can tell me what's working and not working for you. It's all about being motivated and changing your life for the better and things like charisma. I'm so into charisma. You know what my new topic is that I'm super into? Class. What gives somebody class and elegance? I'm into elegance. What makes somebody more elegant? Again, I look to our Catherine. I find her so completely charming and elegant. I want to be like her when I grow up. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. I truly hope you have the best day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, how are you? Okay, let me show you. So I went for, oh, I'm a little bit wrinkled. Hold on, that can't be wrinkled. My shirt keeps riding up. I went for a Rachel on Friends look. Isn't it cute? So here's my funny secret. I had a vest on, but the vest was a little bit big on me. So instead, I put on this black shirt. This is just a black shirt I have. It's kind of low cut. So I thought, oh, I could layer it over top. And I really like how it turned out. I think it's super cute. It reminds me of Rachel from Friends. Tell me your thoughts on all that. What do you think? Kind of bringing back the 90s. I like the 90s. Why not? I like the 80s too. What's new with you guys? How's it going? Tell me everything. Leave me comments. Thank you for all your lovely comments. You guys have been so sweet and so kind. Let me take a look because I'm not the best. I try not to obsess every day about it. So I give it a couple days and I look, I'm at 184,308 subs at the time of this recording. That's so amazing. I'm still hovering in the ballpark of 5 million views in 28 days. Let me see if I can show you that. It shows private info. That's the only reason I'm covering part of it with my hand. Let's see here. Yeah, I've had 2,000 subs recently, but you see that? Almost 5 million views and 2,000 subs. Oh my gosh, you guys are wonderful. So if you've been with me a long time, thank you. If you're new here, thank you. Just thank you all. That's amazing. I'm so happy. Anyway, you guys are the best. I really appreciate it. If you stayed with me this long, let's see. What can we talk about today? Tell me. Okay, so my obsession is William and Catherine. I love this picture. And people in the comments were talking about how much they want to hang out with them. Tell me what you would want to do if you hung out with William and Catherine. What did I just say? Try that again. William and Catherine, what would you like to do? Let's see. I would like to, I'd like to have dinner with William and Catherine. I think that'd be fun. Then, well, okay, first I'd like to give the kids a present because I think they're so cute. I'll give them little stuffed animals, something from America, and then have dinner with William and Catherine. And then I want Catherine and I to go just hang out, kick back a couple, and really talk about what went on with the other one, like really find out. I'd like to know the stuff that we don't know about because we know a lot of stuff, but I'm sure that's the tip of the iceberg of the awfulness that is Harry and Meghan. That's what I'd like to know. That's what I'd like to do. And I'd also like to get into some silly baking competition and I want to pet their dog. So cute. All right. That's going to do it for me. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to do with William and Catherine. Let me know. All right. I hope you guys have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Woo! I keep doing that. My hand shrunk, so my rings just slip off now. That was the smaller ring, and it just flew off. Goodness gracious. My goodness. Oh, I'm a mess. All right. That's why I can't hang out with Catherine. I would try to pet her hair. Of course, security would rip my arm off, but then my ring would go flying. All right. Take care. Bye bye. My ring flew off.